receive the good news, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Why is second come Jesus a man with the flesh? Referring to Matthew chapter 26, verse 64. Luke 21, verse 27. Matthew 24, verse 30. Mark 13, verse 26, about when Jesus comes. It is quite nonsensical and absolutely absurd that all followers of Christ believe second coming Jesus shall come in the real clouds of the sky. As it was written through passages, he is coming on the cloud. Because, as we read the passage of Matthew chapter 13, verse 34, saying all these things unto the multitude in parables, and without a parable spake he not unto them, it is quite sure even a mere child can understand that he spoke these things figuratively. When he explains about what shall happen in the end of the days of the world, coming in the clouds is a parable for certain, and what we have to be aware of is that if there is one who is capable of uncovering the cloud, as a man of the flesh, with the perfection by the words in the scripture, he is just second come Jesus. Because as we look into the passage of Lamentations 3, verse 44, where it reads, Thou hast covered thyself with a cloud, that our prayer should not pass through, which means without understanding perfectly on this cloud, no prayer can get through, how hard you may pray to God. And no matter who have believed in Jesus, it is of no use at all. For Jesus said the Son of Man, second come Jesus, is coming in the clouds of heaven. And when looking up the passage of Job 38, verse 37, as reading, Who can number the clouds in wisdom? It calls us to make sure that never ever a man except second come Jesus, coming as Lord, can interpret the word the cloud. As explained above, Jesus, who knew man, cannot interpret the word cloud with the human wisdom. Said the cloud in a parable which men cannot interpret with the human knowledge. As we look in the scripture of Isaiah 19, verse 1, reading, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and as it is written in parable, it is inevitable to match the word to interpret it fully. First, let's go over to the word Egypt, for what it meant by as we look up Isaiah 31, verse 3, where it reads Egyptians are men, and not God that we can understand. The Egypt was meant for a man by comparison, not for the country. As for the cloud, let's take a close look into the verse in Jude 1, verse 12. Shepherds who feed only themselves. They are clouds without water, blown along by the wind, as it concluded the false shepherd. Feeding only themselves is the cloud without water. The cloud without water is the false shepherd, whereas the cloud with water, true shepherd. It is so obvious that the cloud was meant for the flesh of a man. So it is so much obvious that the Son of Man, coming in the clouds, was meant for the coming of the Spirit of the Lord to the flesh of a man. And the swift was meant for the brain of a human being, which is the fastest over the whole world, and as the Lord being the Spirit. The interpretation of Isaiah 19, verse 1 is like the followings: the Lord as for the Spirit, swift as for the brain of a human being, a cloud for the flesh of a man, and Egypt for a man. So putting together Spirit of the Lord comes to the brain, swift of a man. Egypt, who has the flesh, cloud, therefore, it is concluded to second come Jesus' brain. Who has the flesh of a man did the Spirit of Lord come. I would add some more words in order to convince this, as the following words reading Isaiah 59, verse 20. It states that Jehovah shall come to the person who is out of the sin, and in Job 37, verse 12. It reads it cloud, the flesh of a man, is turned around by his Jehovah's counsels, that they may do whatsoever he commendeth them upon the face of the world in the earth. Upon this earth, and 2 John chapter 1, verse 9. He that hath both the Father, the Spirit of God, and the Son, the Spirit of Jesus. And looking into the Revelation chapter 14, verse 1, it reads, Was the Lamb, second come Jesus, standing on Mount Zion, had his name, the word of first come Jesus, and his Father's name, the word, written on their foreheads, heads. And 1 John 5, verse 8, there are three that bear witness, the Spirit, second come Jesus, and the water, God, and the blood, first come Jesus, and these three agree in one. And in Job chapter 37, verse 2, hear attentively the noise of his voice, and the sound that goeth out of his mouth, the mouth of the man. And looking into the Revelation 17, verse 14, the Lamb second come Jesus, is Lord of lords, King of kings. And in Matthew 23, verse 39, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name, the word of the Lord. Looking into Luke 17, verse 25, it reads, First must he, the Son of Man, suffer many things, and be rejected of this generation. And in Acts 13, verse 41, Behold, ye despisers, and wonder, and perish, for I work a work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. And going over Acts 17, verse 31, because he hath appointed a day in the which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he hath ordained. And in Isaiah 32, verse 1, Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness. And in Revelation 7, verse 17, for the Lamb, second come Jesus, will be their shepherd, he will lead them to springs of living water. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. And in Daniel 4, verse 17, the living, a man, that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And in Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1, it reads, Second come Jesus is coming with his garments of the red. As stated, it is so certain that second come Jesus is a man with the flesh. Reading 2 John 1, verse 7, it assuredly testifies that those who do not acknowledge Jesus Christ as coming in the flesh are the deceivers, antichrists, and the devil. That's all about it.
Subscribe and like.
Thank you for your listening so far.